Well, hello there. Welcome. Come gather around, one and all. Come, sit for a spell, for I have a story to tell. Once upon a time, oh yes, it is one of those type of stories, dear listeners. There lived a lady named Rosanna, a sweet girl, merely the age of 29. She was one of those, I think I said before, very sweet types. Loves all things happy, brightly coloured, and merry. Oh dear, what a sight.
Hey.
Shh! Now who's telling the story? She was often seen wearing a bright floral dress with flowers in her hair and a smile oh so bright, enough to make you sick. Well, like the story normally goes, she met a chap for whom she fell, a mysterious fellow named Jeremy, who arrived in town only a month ago and somehow captivated Rosanna almost instantly. They were inseparable. Every evening, after Rosanna finished work, they met up and would dine and, basically be very happy. Do I really need to spell out all the details of a young couple's relationship? Yes, that's right. I think you know what goes on, so I'll get to the more juicier stuff now. No, not that juicy stuff. Goodness, you lot are rude-minded. This is a PC story, you know. Or at least it might be. Who knows? Where was I? Oh, yes. But this mysterious fellow, called Jeremy, had a deep, dark secret. Did I forget to mention that he was a vampire? Now you probably understand why he kept meeting her in the evenings now, too. So for him, he saw Rosanna as nothing more than a piece of meat. I'm sure some ladies would agree that's what all men think anyway. Am I right, ladies? Anyway, sadly for Jeremy, usually vampires can enchant their victims in a trance. Well, this pillock didn't even know how to put his victims into a trance, no matter how many times he tensed or tried. Quite the embarrassing sight, if I'm honest. So Lord only knows how Rosanna fell for him. Therefore, Jeremy had to rely on other methods to get his blood supply, and often he would steal it from the hospitals. I mean, how cliché.
Hey, it's a tough life, you know.
Oh yes, sure, of course for the likes of you. But anyway, you're putting me off. Keep quiet. And he would sometimes feed off wild animals whenever his undying hunger for blood felt too much. But when it came to humans, he would try his charm, or at least whatever he called his terrible pickup lines, which, by the way, almost never worked. But somehow, Rosanna seemed to like him. Maybe it was his pathetic stance, or his unusual body hair that caught her interest, or perhaps she just felt sorry for the chap, thinking he was like a helpless animal lost in a new town. But whatever it was, she somehow fell madly in love and kept meeting him. And he, of course, kept meeting her, only with the intent to drain all of her blood. Like clockwork, every night would be the same. They'd go to a restaurant, he'd say he wasn't hungry, and...
I only want you for dessert.
I mean, really, how did she not think he was a creep with all this stuff? But anyway, I digress. She'd take him back home and... Now, listener. No, I'm not going down that avenue again before you start. Filthy-minded creatures. She would take him back home for a drink. We are talking about a sweet, innocent lady here who valued talking on a personal level over any sort of animalistic acts or what have you, and saw good in everyone, remember? But yes, I do get the irony here too. She would take him back home for a drink, and all he had planned was to drink her. Welly. Anyway, back to the story. Things never went quite to plan for Jeremy. One night, the hunger grew far too much to bear, and he was incredibly impatient, so he pounced at her and ended up burning his hand on the hot stove.
Ouch!
Oh, you poor thing.
She quickly drove him to the hospital, where he sneaked out the back with the blood bag in hand, since he needed no help in recovering. Another time, he fell over a chair as he was creepily stalking her when she was grabbing the kettle and getting a drink for them both. He flew in the air, weirdly fangs first, and ended up cracking his tooth.
Oh!
Again, a trip to the hospital, and a sad Jeremy went home with a blood bag in hand. Another time, he got accidentally headbutted by her. They sat watching TV, and he pretended to lean in for a kiss. Of course, aiming for her neck. Not realizing Rosanna was too ticklish, she ended up turning too quickly, bashing her head against Hayes.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
No hospital visit this time. Only a bruised ego and nose. And the pitiful attempts went on and on. Remember how I said earlier he arrived in town a month ago? Yes, these failed attempts have been going on for the last month. Pretty pathetic. Perhaps she found his accident-proneness endearing. Who knows, I'm still guessing. But Rosanna had a secret of her own, which she was very embarrassed to admit to anyone. She was afraid of the dark, a fear that many outgrow when younger, or so she thought. And on this fateful occasion, like always, Rosanna and Jeremy met up after Rosanna's shift. Jeremy this time decided to change things up after reading one of Rosanna's Mills and Boons books, which he had stolen, by the way. He decided that they should have a picnic instead of going to a restaurant this time.
How about it? How about we go for a romantic picnic tonight instead of going to the same old restaurant?
She was hesitant for a while. Although the idea of a sweet romantic picnic was tempting, the idea of going somewhere without lights sent chills down her spine.
Sure. Why not? But where did you have in mind?
I was thinking in the woods.
Rosanna's heart started pounding. Fear struck her, but she had to remain calm. She didn't want Jeremy to know how afraid of the dark she was, so she quickly thought of a solution.
How about... we have the picnic outside of the restaurant up the street.
A picnic outside of a restaurant. Wouldn't we get into trouble?
Trouble? How?
Well, usually those seats are reserved for paying customers only. Wouldn't it appear like we're loitering or taunting them with our own food? I mean, I've seen the chef run out of the kitchen with his meat cleaver because someone said his gazpacho soup was cold.
Oh, what about my place then?
Oh, come on. Let's go somewhere new. Your place always feels like a death trap for me.
Yeah.
Rosanna was running out of ideas. She really didn't want to confess to him that the idea of walking in darkness would frighten her to no end. So, she did what any reasonable person would do, and lied.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm being awkward. It's just, I've heard that people keep getting attacked in the woods. Some say it's a wild animal. People keep finding animal carcasses lying around out there too.
Jeremy smirked.
You don't say.
Yeah, so I think, for your sake, we should go someplace else.
What? My sake?
Yeah. You always seem to get yourself hurt and things. Also, whenever something bad happens, it always comes to you. Remember that time when that crazed convict threw a blade in the air, and out of thousands of people watching, it landed right in your arm?
It was true. There was a spectacle happening one night. The whole town came out to see what all the commotion was, and when a policeman tackled the convict to the ground, he threw his knife in the air and, well, you guessed it, it landed in Jeremy's arm. It was fortunate for Rosanna, really, as he was taking advantage of the fact everyone was distracted and tried to bite her neck.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
You were lucky it didn't leave a scar.
Yeah. How about we go to the beach then? You always say you enjoy hearing the waves.
She paused for a moment, thinking if there would be enough light there. Then remembered there was a big old lighthouse, and quickly suggested there.
Yes, let's go there. You know how much I love the lighthouse over there, too.
Of course.
And just like that, they walked the streets holding hands towards the beach. The hunger for blood was getting too much for Jeremy, that when they neared the park, he thought this was his chance to finally feast on her. But with the streetlight flickering, Rosanna ran ahead, slipping through Jeremy's firm clasp, and he once again failed to quench his thirst.
Why are you running?
Oh, I do love the sound of the waves.
She lied, smiling, quickly running to the next streetlight. Jeremy followed suit, until they grew close to the tall lighthouse. Rosanna stood under a bright streetlight and saw that the lighthouse, although it emits light, on the ground near it, appeared to be all submerged in darkness. She took a big gulp.
Oh, it doesn't look like there are lights on near the lighthouse. Or by the beach.
Well, of course. Why would there be?
Maybe we should turn back.
What? No, we just got here. Besides, I needed you alone so I could tell you something.
You would have thought that the awkward pause Jeremy did before telling that fib was a big indication that something was fishy here. And I'm not just saying that because they are near the sea. But no. Rosanna, as soon as she heard he needed to tell her something, she was even more love-struck. She thought and hoped that this day would eventually come, that someone would ask her to marry them. Of course, we know the truth, don't we, listeners? Silly girl.
Oh, you do? I wonder whatever this could be.
Rosanna said, spinning on her heel, blushing and looking out dramatically towards the sea.
Well, yeah. But it is a secret, and we should head over to the lighthouse.
Okay. Why not tell me here?
Because there are too many witnesses.
Sorry, what did you say?
And I'm shy?
Oh, I see.
So, Rosanna agreed to go into the deep dark shadows near the lighthouse for the sake of love, she thought, and had to result in using her usual last resort method for situations like this, which involved her pulling out of her handbag her trusted torch, that she never leaves home without, and quickly told a lie about worrying she might trip over when walking, so she needed to have this torch on. Nervously, she walked behind Jeremy towards the lighthouse.
Rosanna, do you know why I asked you here tonight?
No, but I can't wait to find out why.
Oh, silly. If you knew anything about anything, which you don't, you would know that I adore you.
Oh, Jeremy.
Everyone in London knows it, except you.
But we aren't in London.
It is a public scandal the way I adore you. I have been going about for the last 6 months telling the whole of society that I adore you.
Oh, Jeremy, I feel the same. I really do. But I've only known you a month.
I wonder you consent to have anything to say to me. I have no character left at all. At least, I feel so happy that I am quite sure I have no character left at all.
Yes. Dear listeners, what you just heard was Jeremy stealing lines from another one of Rosanna's favourite books. He had written down a part of it on his arm. In this case, he was reading Maple Chilton's lines from Oscar Wilde's An Ideal Husband. And Rosanna didn't even notice. She was, somehow, even more smitten than before. The silly fool. And flung her arms around him, which gave him a perfect chance to now feast. By now you're probably wondering, how did she manage to avoid it this time? Well, if he missed her neck as a target from nose range, he would be a complete imbecile. Which he sort of is. But, you know. Anyway, his fangs sank deep into her neck, and she let out a loud gasp. Finally, he got what he wanted. Blood. Moments passed, and a dog walker scurried by pretending not to see anything, which spooked Jeremy, and he ran off, leaving the poor Rosanna on the cold ground near the lighthouse, her torch flickering since it was about to lose power, and, quite poetically, just as the last few moments of her life on this planet slowly drained away, at the same time so did the power in her torch, leaving her in complete darkness. Of course, this isn't how the story ends. I mean, come on, it's the first episode. Unfortunately for our dear-witted Jeremy, since this was the first time he's actually managed to, well, have someone fall for him, but most importantly, managed to bite someone, little did he realize that she was not fully dead, but in fact turned undead. Okay, hold on, this is getting confusing right now. Let's just say she turned into a vampire. But what will she do when she reawakes? Will she seek revenge on Jeremy? How will she react when she finds out she's now a vampire? Find out next time. Till then, be seeing you.